In this video, I'm going to go over how to install a 22Social app on your business page. So you want to begin by going to 22s.com/account. That's going to take you to the account login tab on 22Social's page that is tied to your account. Now yours may look a little different. You may not yet have a username if this is a new account, but you'll see that your account ID number is here and you'll have this green button to install another app. Once you do install your apps, depending on the plan you have, you can install them on multiple pages. They will all be listed here, sorted by page. So I have installed apps on clients' pages, test pages, and such. Go ahead and click on Install Another App. You're going to see a list of pages that you're an admin of that you can choose from to install your app on. Any page that you're an admin of that does not currently have the maximum number of third-party apps installed, which is currently 15, will be available from this list. So that's my new one right now, but you can, if you have more than one page you're an admin of, they'll be listed here. Now, if you're an admin of a page and you know you're an admin, but it's not listed, the reason it's not listed is that it already has the maximum number of apps. So for example, my business page here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have a couple down at the bottom that I'm not using, that are not showing here on the screen, but 5, 6. So I've got a total of 6 visible. I also have about 4 that are hidden from the page, but still count towards my 15. Once I hit 15 on this page, it will not be an option in this list. Just a little FYI. So I'm going to click on Install App because that's the page I want to put it on. You'll see this message for a few seconds and then you will be redirected to your page. Now, your new app will either say learn more or get more info. That's just a default label. That also indicates that you have not given it a label yourself. You can name this label before starting if you want, if you know what it's going to be called, over here under settings and edit page. Now, these are all of the tabs on your page that Facebook provides, and you can remove them if you'd like. You know, if you don't need a shop tab, you can turn that off, things like that. Now, your 22Social tab is down here at the bottom. I'll have to drag it down. So if I drag it down here, there we go. So it's the last one, and I can move this up to the top if I want, at the very top or at the very bottom. It doesn't matter where you put it. But you want to click on settings, and then under edit settings is where you'll be able to change the name. So you can just write test app, you know, it doesn't have to be whatever you're going to call it, like welcome, join us, live events, whatever you want to call it, whatever your app's going to be, you know, virtual party, you know, the name of your contest if that's what you're doing. But that is, you hit save and OK. You also have to hit save again over here. And then you won't see it right away, but if you refresh, this will change. But you could also just go back out to the front of your page and see it. So I'm going to click page over here. Let me go back to full screen. There it is. So there's the name of your page. So let's go back to it by clicking on it. This is where we started when we first installed it. It just said get more info. And this is just a plain app with nothing fancy, a title, a subtitle, an image that you can change. And you can choose a video, a live hangout. You can put a single image or a whole album. You can put all kinds of stuff. There's just some of the options. There's way more than just what's listed here, but you'll be able to do that in your editing. So all of this is editable. You can also choose from different templates, layouts, and themes and things like that. But your app starts out as unpublished. I don't recommend publishing until it's ready, but if you want to edit anything, you do that using these orange buttons. So you can choose a template, which I don't recommend to do any other time other than right at the beginning. So if you want to start with the template and then build on from there, you can, but every time you choose a template, whatever you've done prior to that wipes clean and starts over. So it's it'll tell you here. So I actually never use templates, but a lot of my clients like them. So if you want to start out with like a base of something, you know, like a title, a picture, one button, a couple of sections and a couple of buttons. You can then go in and change the picture and what this says and what the button says, but this is a nice little framework to get you started. You know, if you're going to do a course, you can have it. Do you want your modules like this, like this, like that? And then you go in and update what everything says and the content. So that's templates. But if you're just going to edit the content, you want to click on content, and that opens up these little gray editing sections. You don't see them unless you turn that on. So this is what it looks like. But in order to edit any of this, you need to click on content, and then each section is editable. So with the header section, you can edit the title and subtitle, and then each content area. This layout only has one, but if we had multiple ones, each content area, you'd be able to edit the text, the media, and the buttons. This is the media, whatever's here, whether it's a video or picture, or you could just totally not have a media. And then here's your text. You have a little title, and then your content, and then any buttons, and a little bit of footer text if you want. And then you can have multiple layouts. If I were to change this layout from just one area to maybe, let's go to page, well, let's see, let's pick something like this page. Well, let's pick this one. So this featured area, which we have now, and then I'm going to add 4 more of these little boxes like this. That's what this one is. This is 2, this is 4, this would be 6, and this would be 8. So let's pick this one. And so you'll see that now I have 4 more sections below, which I can also edit. So I can go in and hit content. And none of this stays until you hit save changes, which I'm just practicing, so I'm not going to save it. But I can also then come in here, and in here I can edit the text, the media, more text down here, the button, if you know, and I could choose to not have a button. You can choose up to 4 buttons, and you know, I could just say none, and it would just go away. This one doesn't have a button, or I could put all 4, or 2, or 1, or whatever, and you can also change what they say. You know, you can change the media. So over here, let's say this, I wanted this to be a video. You can have up to 5. I can have 5 jumped right on top of each other, 5 videos, or interchange them. So number 1 would just be, right now it's a single image, but you can choose from videos, audios, all kinds of different weird things you could do in here. Live hangouts, you know, a countdown timer. So if I was going to do a live video, maybe I'd do media 1 would be my YouTube link. Let's say I was going to create a new event. I could, like here I have this event here. What you want is just the code here. Now, if you just pick like a video on YouTube, for example, let's just click this.
You need a website. Why not do it yourself?
Yeah, let me pause this because it's an ad. And I click on the share button for any video. You'll get this link here. It has the code at the end of it. It's the same as grabbing this code up at the top, but that's what you want to put in your app. So you would put that at the end. This is the one I copied from my Hangout that hasn't started yet, but if it was just a video, let's see, let's look at it. So it would be my video here, but it hasn't started yet because it's a live stream. If I picked like this video that's already here, just copy that whole share link, then it would just play that video. Just replace that with the one I copied. And then maybe under media 2, I want to do a countdown timer. Well, let me show you what this looks like first. It's just the video. So that will just play because it's already on YouTube. But if you wanted to do like a live event, that's where I would grab the one I had before. I could either just grab the code there, or I can come down and share it, of course, to get the share link, just to copy this. Either one, it's that same combination of numbers. Let's change that back to, you know, an upcoming. So this is actually not live just yet. You might want to put it on autoplay so that if it is a live event, it'll automatically start when, you know, where you are live when someone comes. I only recommend autoplay for live YouTube live events. Regular videos, I don't recommend having that on because it's annoying to the viewers when it just starts playing. Just my personal opinion. Every single section has a learn more. So you can click learn more to learn about uh, this type of media, YouTube videos, and it'll open up another window for the help article about how to do all that. So then I want to do a second media. You can go media 2, and let's say below the video I want to put a countdown timer because my event is happening, let's say it's happening Friday at noon, right? These are optional. This is a message you can put at the top. We are starting in. You don't have to put that. And then once the countdown timer hits 0, you can have another message that says, sorry, the replay has ended, or whatever. It's up to you. But again, to learn more how to use these functions, just click on the little learn more, and you can learn about how to add and edit countdown timers. And so it has a whole explanation for you there as well. Every one of these media types here, for every type you choose, there should be a learn more link to learn more how to do that. So I'm just going to pick 2 media types for this one section and hit preview. So you'll see I have my live event that hasn't started yet and this little countdown timer. And then I probably would just hit save. So you could do that for each section. Now the cool thing about layouts, and we haven't even styled this layout with any type of colors or anything. I mean, I can make my buttons blue. I can make my background a different color if I want. Let's say I wanted the background to be, I don't know, something like that. You can pick your own. If you know your branding colors, you can paste in your hex code there. I can turn shadowing on and off, which this is what shadowing is, this little shadow under each section. See, you could do that. I mean, there's different things. And so this is on a light mood. There's light mood and dark mood, which means this section at the top is like a white. And so are all of your like your timers and things like that. If I switch to dark mood, I'll give you a little preview here, but you can also scroll down and see. This is what dark mood looks like. And now my counter turned dark, which matches my video backdrop. So I think I might go with that. That's, I'm going to close this out. That's under style. You can also choose like your fonts and all of that. So the button text you can also change too. It doesn't have to say button, you know, if you're doing like some kind of, you know, like join my team. You just go to content to open up all of the editing sections and go into, like here you would change your header. So you can change this text here. It doesn't have to be the default, and change your subtitle as well. And then in here, we talked about, so I just showed you text. Media we just did in this section down here. We did the media, but each section also has where you can edit the buttons. So I'm going to do buttons, and I can have up to 4 buttons if I wanted to. And here's where you change what it says. Join now, you know, and I can even put an exclamation, and then I would put a link to my sign up page where people can join my team if I wanted to. When they do that, you'd have to have a URL there because you chose that as the type. But just to kind of trick it, this is a default one. Let me turn that one off. I'm just going to click over here somewhere where you don't see that and then hit preview. Because if I try to hit preview from here, I'm going to get that error message. But if I hit preview from over here and I still just leave it blank, it'll let me do it. It's a little trick. So now it says join now, and had I put a link in there, when someone clicked that, it would take them. And I'd be able to track who clicked what link and where they went as well, but I'll show that in another video. So that is installing an app and a little bit of editing. Again, it's not visible to the public until you publish, but if I want to hit save changes, that's what this app will look like when I do publish it. Now that I've saved it, let's say I didn't want to reveal all these other sections just yet. I had created a bunch of stuff and I just want it to be this top part. I can go back and change the layout from the one we currently have, which let me just make a note of what that was. I think it was on page 3. We chose this one, the featured +4 with 2 columns. I'm going to switch to the default, the first one. And now it's just, everything's gone. It's just the top part. And I could save this and then now publish it if I wanted to. If I ever want to go back to that other layout, that content, because I saved it previously, is still there. It's just hidden. So if I come back and reveal this, that stuff is still in there. It doesn't go away. It's just basically when you change the layout, it's hidden. So layouts are fun to play around with because you can try different layouts and you don't lose your content. What I do not recommend is templates. If you choose templates, which I'll do now, just to kind of show you, I'm going to pick, let's say I want to do a live hangout. And let's see, I want just a basic, maybe this one down here, where the hangout video is at the top with a countdown timer and a couple of, you know, other pictures maybe down here. So let me choose that one. That one looks good. Now it's going to tell me when you save this, everything, all the work I did previously is going to be gone. So there's going to be no this setup back down here. Oh, I can't scroll down. I have to hit OK. But the, you know, like that pale yellow background, my blue buttons, everything I did is going to get wiped clean and start over. So that's why I don't recommend templates unless you're going to start there. And then from the template, you can make all those changes you want. But see how everything's gone? Everything I did now is gone. That's what templates does. So I only recommend starting with the template and not going back. Now from here, I can definitely change the layout. I can change the colors. You know, I could do something like this. And, oh, because I didn't save it. Sorry, that was my mistake. I should have saved the template first. I didn't. Which one did I choose? Hangouts number 4 down here. Okay. All right. So it kind of lets me know what it looks like. I now have to save changes. Now that I've saved this, I can change the layout. But like I said, the template just wiped everything out. So now it's what's put in here. This title, this. Now I can change all this still. I can still go in and edit all this and say, well, I don't really like that picture. Let me put in a different picture. And this actually has an image on the top and then a countdown timer and then another image below that. The image below that is just this little shadow, which is this is a shadow. And this looks like it's just an image. So it's kind of cool that it has these in there. And media, the timer is not showing. I wonder why. Oh, because it's in the past. Well, let's make it 2017 Friday. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, there it is. But this shadow doesn't look so good on it when it's light. So I can also change my mood to dark. That looks much better altogether like that. But I can also change this to be, you know, some other image. This is just a picture. If I open this image in a new tab, it's just a picture of a hangout. It's not a real hangout. The media chosen here is an image, a timer, and another image. This is just an image of a shadow. Okay. So, and then if I wanted to change the background color, now here's where all of those styling things can happen. Now this will stay. Let's see, I don't know, let me pick something. I don't know. Does that look good? That button doesn't look too good on the green, yellow. No, let's see. Blue looks a little better. All right, let's say, let's do that. So I could change it to be this way if I wanted to. And let's say if I had a darker green, or I could add some of this, you know, funky stuff in the background, my text wouldn't look so good on that. So I could change it to a lighter text, but I don't like that either. Let's do that and maybe just go a little darker. Darker green. And so if I'm going to go this dark on the green, I probably want my text to be white. So I'm going to go with font color, white or black. I'm going to go with white because that looks a lot better. There we go. So you see, let me close this. Even though I chose a template, I can still go in and tweak the template as much as I want. And I can change the layout of the template. Let me go ahead and save. Maybe I just want it to show this while we're live, nothing below it, and then when the event, before the event and after the event, I want the other layout. I can always come back and pick a different layout, and you can choose any layout you want. So if I wanted to do something like this, I could have a whole nother layout. And so this stuff, these are just placeholders. You could change these all out and change the text as often as you want, starting from a template. So we started with that Hangout template that had, you know, this title, this subtitle, this image, a countdown timer, but it was the light mood, not the dark, and some other layout. I believe it had 2 columns here instead of 3. And I basically changed the mood to dark. I changed the font color. I changed some of the media types, and I changed the layout and the button color. I did all of that. So you're not stuck with your template as is, but it's a great starting point. Just don't go back in and choose a new template after you've started because it'll wipe clean. But as long as you stay away from templates after using it the first time, or unless you want to start over, all of these sections, the layout, the style, the content, these 3 you can change as often as you'd like, and as long as you save each time, the content in there will not be removed. They'll just be hidden. So if I go in and decide, you know, maybe I don't want to show that shadow right at the bottom, I'll go into my media. I've got 3 media types. I got a picture, a timer, and a shadow. And then I think the last 2 are blank. So there's a picture of a Hangout. There's my countdown timer. And there's another picture of the shadow, and then there should be nothing here. There's nothing there. I can turn 3 off. I don't have to delete that. If maybe I want to use it later, I'll just turn it off and hit save or preview just to see what it looks like. And the shadow's gone. But if I ever want to, and I can save that. Now let's say you want to bring it back. As long as you didn't delete it, you just hit it, it's still in there if you choose picture and single image, which was what it was. It was a single image. It's there. Same thing with a video. If I want to add a video in here, YouTube or Vimeo, and I put the link of my video in here and save it, but then come back and just hide it, next time I come in, that video will still be there. So let's see if I want to put the shadow back. I'll just turn image for media 3 back on, and there it is. It's still there even though I saved it after I removed it. Well, that's it for this video tutorial. As always, thank you for watching. If you are an OBSA member and have questions, feel free to go ahead and ask those in the Facebook group or on our next live support call. If you are not yet a member and would like to ask me questions, please be sure to register for my next free Facebook Q&A at monicaramos.tv/live. You can also check out some more 22Social video tutorials at monicaramos.tv/learn22. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped, and take care.